I am choosing to ignore the rounded shoulders because I believe this is her posture. However, I would like to see a stronger core and awareness of keeping the right wrist straight, because this turn would be a lot cleaner if she had right rein, right leg contact. She wouldn't rely on the left rein. Like many riders, 3 strides out, you can see her entire position change. This is just a little bit of jump anxiety and can be fixed with a ground rail. As you're about to see, this horse gets going between fences. I recommend cantering every approach only because trotting a horse like this to fences only encourages rushing. In other words, horses like this begin to trot faster as they get closer to the fence. Therefore, it becomes more of a run and it's unbalanced. A balanced canter creates a balanced jump, creates a balanced landing. Therefore, a horse doesn't land rushing into the canter to the next fence. And a little reminder to keep looking straight. Though this horse appears to be older and a little arthritic, he still seems to enjoy his job. And this is actually a great example of a horse that can handle trotting to a fence without rushing afterwards. I'm going to assume this is a retired eck horse trained to trot fences and land cantering. Though this pony is obviously willing to jump and navigate around this course, I recommend a ground rail before each fence. This provides a green horse with consistency so that over time, assuming this pony is going to have kids as mounts, the takeoff point becomes consistent so that the child doesn't have to find the distance for the... I don't know this horse, and it could be pleasure bred, but it almost looks a little navicular up front or arthritic or like it may have tied up. But I'm going to assume that the horse doesn't have any of the above in order to do a suggestion video on this. I would like to see your stirrups come up 2 holes. However, I appreciate that your instructor is teaching you to fold to the fence versus stand up into your 2-point. Not to mention you let the second fence come to you without touching the horse. I would like to see you lift your rib cage away from your hips and sit a little bit taller in your upper back if you can. And considering your stirrup length, your legs are pretty secure. I'll also point out that your elbows were following quite well on this horse, because the next horse that I see you on, you seem a little bit more tense, and that's where I want to see your body become taller, your elbows move more in the contact, and your stirrup coming up will enable you to soften in your hips, your knees, and your ankles, so you won't feel the need to sit back against your horse with a larger stride and a more forward step. As you canter a circle, make sure that you're using your outside leg to bring the outside hind around, and that your right elbow is moving in the motion of the horse as it's rocking through the canter. A shorter rein and remaining in a half seat through this line would benefit you in order to do a crest release for balance, as well as staying out of the tack so that you're not trying to recover on the other side.